It's got to be. So that gives me an idea that I should be selling the FTSE at the open. Now, sometimes I'll sell the FTSE at the open and it makes a bit of money, and then it scratches out. Sometimes I sell the FTSE at the open and it makes a lot of money, like this morning, and I'm a very happy camper. This morning, the FTSE made a lot of money because it just kept selling. It just kept selling because it was so overpriced. The bigger the gap, the bigger the opportunity. The bigger the spike, the bigger the opportunity for me to make money on the short FTSE trade here. And obviously, when you look at what happened on the FTSE at the cash open, it probably won't surprise you. If we look at the FTSE into the cash open itself, this is the FTSE itself here. Into the cash open, if I scroll backwards to 8 o'clock when the market opened, you'll see when the market opened up here, there's the open right there at 8 o'clock. You'll see all the voltics, all the big spikes, all the noise that takes place at the opening price up here. And from that point onwards, it was just straight line sell. Boom, straight into a very, very, very substantial profit right there. See it? See how much money was made on that drop, guys? It was beautiful. Absolutely stunning sell off all the way through that process, right through the morning session. It was just sell side only. And we had 10 minutes to sell the open, guys. 10 minutes. You wouldn't have thought that was possible. So the bigger the gap, the bigger the opportunity for me to make big money. And that was the biggest gap we've had in a few weeks. So for me, this was like, wow, I know where I'm going to be doing business. I'm going to be selling lots of FTSE shares to try and take advantage of that gap on the misprice. And that's all I did. I sold on the misprice and I made a lot of cash. A lot of cash. A lot of cash. The bigger the gap, the bigger the opportunity. When it comes to the FTSE, guys, it's a beautiful bit of kit. Beautiful trade. Very easy to spot it as well. That sell trade was simply the gap there. If that gap's that much compared to where it should be, there would be no real opportunity. The bigger the gap, the bigger the spike at 8 o'clock, the bigger the sell trade I'm going to put in. So when I see that type of gap there between these two lines here, I know what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be selling the FTSE all day and all night. All I've got to make sure is how much I can get onto that trade and make sure I can get off the trade, because I am going to make money, make no mistake about it. That is going to be a winner for me. It's just how much of a winner is it going to be. You don't get gaps like that unless we make some real good cash. Real good cash. So remember, the Forex market there's a lot of questions about the Forex market, because obviously depending upon things like what the euro was doing, if we look at what the euro was doing, you can see that this is an even bigger gap, because the euro, if the euro was significantly lower than the pound during that period, this gap might not seem as so obvious. But you can see that the euro is actually diverging on the upside as well. So we can already recognize that the chances that this is right with that gap is nearly zero, right? The chances that this gap is correct is nearly zero. Now we can obviously try and add to that by adding in the likes of the carry trade to see if it gaps down as well. And the carry trade did gap down a little bit, but it's nowhere near the same level. I mean, that's not even lower than it was in the overnight session prior to the opening of the gilts markets. That's not a gap. That gap there is inside the current range. So that doesn't stop me taking this. This is ridiculous. This is a misprice. And I want to be a trader that takes advantage of easy money misprices like that, guys. That's a sell for me every day. Anybody want me to go back over that in classroom this afternoon? Just let us know. We'll go back over that for the 3 or 4 people that trade the FTSE.